Well, let yourself have a couple of really good relaxing breaths as we're getting started here. Body's open, comfortable. The breaths that we're taking here are essentially the biggest breaths we've done of the whole day so far. Let them flow deep and full. As we start to head into our class today, the idea that we're focusing on today is the idea of balancing the masculine and the feminine energies that we have within us. We all have a little bit of both. And based on what society we're in, we tend to lean toward one side versus the other. Also, what stage of life we're in. So our society, especially if you're in the business world at all, the phrase that we use is dog eat dog world. And that's very much the masculine quality of fighting for it and, just hard work and busyness. Those are all qualities that would be associated with the masculine side. Feminine side is much more of the receptive, resting, restorative, release, those types of energies. And so every yoga class has a little bit of both. Movement at all would be considered masculine, and the resting, restorative, stretching poses would be feminine. So this idea fits very nicely with our Yogilates because anytime we're doing the work, we're working on that masculine side. We're getting stronger. We're getting more fit. And anytime we take the little breaks, we're stretching. We're getting more flexible. We're recovering our heart rate and stuff. And so the idea is, in our minds, we're trying to work on that balance between the two parts of who we are, and really trying to make sure that we're finding that balance within us. Some people need more of the masculine, the work, before they're ready to get stretched. And some people want to do a little bit of work and a lot of stretching. So find that perfect balance within your own body, taking as many breaks as you might need or whatever else that helps you to stay in balance with your body. So that's the idea we're keeping in our mind today. With that, to get us started, let's begin with knees gently coming into the chest. Just a couple of nice little circles. You'll notice that in this class, more of the masculine heavy stuff will be closer to the beginning. And as we continue to travel on further and further, you'll see us including more and more and more of the feminine, until at the end, the last several minutes are just good stretches. So already getting started right here, the movement that we're going to take is bringing the fingertips behind the ears. We're going to twist our right elbow toward the left knee. The right leg gets to extend out. Higher is easier, lower is harder. And then exhale, switch to the second side. Just continuously exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Here we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As the head rests down, let the feet go up to the sky, and the hands can go on the floor. What we're going to do is try to bring the thighs a little bit closer toward us, bumping the hips up, and then relaxing it down. So it's kind of like this little bump. If there's any ability to also lift the hips up, like a bump in and a lift. Just that gentle movement. This is very, very strong through some of the low abdominal muscles. So sometimes we don't always include this part. So it's a good way to make sure we're getting that part really strong. Let's just go for 5 and 4 and 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Yeah, let the knees bend for a moment, a couple of breaths. When the hands come up, already you feel that release in the psoas. The psoas is what works hard to keep the knees lifted anytime the feet are starting to travel up. So in Yogilates, sometimes we get that psoas much stronger than we might in other classes. Good. Now feet go clear back up to the sky. With our exhale, now we're crunching to try to touch the hands as close as we can to the feet. Exhale up, inhale down. What this one does is it includes the upper rectus abdominis. So in a way, we're balancing out our abs, our core, by including both the last variation and this one. Let's just go for another 5 with this. Good for 5, and 4, and 3, 2, 1. Good. Arms can spread open, knees bend for a moment. Feel the breath flow deep and full anytime we take a little break. Legs go back up to the sky. Let's begin to open them wide. Moving through molasses, you're creating your own resistance. Exhale, bring them together. Going for 4. 3. 2. This last one, let them stay open. Hands can come to the inner thighs. And if the legs need a little break, even more than this, you can bend the knees. That'll still stretch inner thighs. I like the extended version just because it includes some of the hamstring muscles a bit. A couple of good breaths here. Two more relaxing breaths. And opening back to that wide shape, let's take 5 crunches. You reach the hands up and then reach through that figure V legs and down. Exhale, here's 4 and 3, 2, 1. Good. Now feet can rest on the ground, hands on the floor by the hips. A few bridge poses, rolling up, rolling down. Take 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay for a few extra breaths. Maybe clasp hands behind the back. You can always walk shoulders under if you wish. And you lift really high. And for a few extra breaths here. Another good inhale. And with our exhale, release the hands. Roll all the way down. Fingertips go behind the ears. Let's do a few crunches here. Exhale, lift the torso up. Inhale down. Less about the head necessarily curling in, more about asking how much of my back can I lift off the ground. And here is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Knees can just take a nice little twist over to the left. Maybe our gaze goes to the right. Pausing here just to receive. Let the body relax. Breathing, releasing. This is that feminine side. We've had many poses pretty much back to back. So now notice what the feminine feels like. Enjoying another 2 deep breaths. And then these can travel up, go to the second side. Let the gaze be part of this. Looking over left fingers. Okay, as hips are going back to the ground. From here, right leg gets to go up to the sky. Left leg can just go long on the ground. Hold it up. Just enjoy the hamstring for a moment. Whatever's tight, give it some room to wiggle. So if it's the ankle, you can point and flex the foot or do ankle rolls. If it's definitely hamstring that's tight, keep on extending the leg. Keep on pulling in actively. Just enjoy a few more breaths of release here before we get back to some activity. So here we're going to do some straight leg switches. We're going to start off at a low speed, so going super slow for 10 switches. And then we're going to go at medium speed, about twice as fast as we were going. And then we'll go at a fast speed, just another 10. So 10, 10, 10. So going super slow here. Left leg comes up, right leg down. And switch. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now 10 a bit faster. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and as fast as we can go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End up with the left leg up, right leg drop down. Let's go for that stretch. So maybe start off with some ankle rolls, pointing and flexing foot, whatever feels helpful. Maybe the hamstring wants some focus, trying to straighten the leg, or the arms are pulling in a bit deeper. Okay, one more time. Let's try to do those 10. 10, 10, 10. Going for the first switch. Here's 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, going twice as fast, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a final 10 as fast as you can go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. Resting the left foot down, right ankle comes up onto that left thigh. Hands can thread around to set up for the hip opener if that feels good. Just enjoy that release for a moment. Back to the feminine. Sometimes the masculine, it's really just like work. Like that's a big part of what it is. It's the doing part of life. And maybe that's why we like stretching so much, because rather than doing, we're being. We're being ourselves. We're receiving the stretch, and that's all there is to it. Let the breath flow, connecting back to that if we've lost focus of it. Before we switch sides, let's do a few extra bonuses here. So arms are going to open to each side. The legs in this unit get to fall all the way over to the left. It starts to get us back into the spine, but we're also feeling this through the IT band a bit deeper. When we return the hips to the ground, one more on this side, cross this right knee more tightly over. If you can grab each ankle, try to grab each ankle. Just feel those deep hip connections going on. Okay, when we release that, switch it out, right foot to the ground, left ankle up. These are threading. Sometimes there's space to get pulled in just a little deeper, so if that feels good, go for it. Okay, when the arms start to open wide, this unit falls all the way over to the right. Feel that resting. See if you can relax so deeply that your IT band starts to open. Okay, we got one more, so hips down, cross the knee more tightly over, grab onto each ankle. Got just a few more breaths, so really try to enjoy it while we have this break. Taking one more good inhale. Good. With our exhale, uncross the knees, let the feet drop back to the planted position. And from here, our hands clasp behind the head again. We're going to do circular crunches. So we crunch up clockwise, lifting up one elbow, then the other, rotating around, and then right away counterclockwise. Just keep on doing these circles, one after the other. It's natural to do the exhale as we're lifting up, because it kind of already crunches out some of the air out of the torso. So a nice inhale, and you relax down, exhale through the crunch. And taking 3, and 3, 2, and 2, 1, and 1. Awesome. So now from here, glue your inner thighs together. The knees are stuck, but the right leg extends out. So from here, we inhale, sweeping the arms up to the sky. Exhale, flap the arms like wings. We're either grabbing onto thigh and trying to sit up, or maybe just sweeping as high up as we can. So we've got another 6 on this side. 6 as high as we can get. And inhale to relax. Here's 5, 4, and 3, 2, and with last one, drop the hands down right by the ears, drop this foot down. Let's take 3 good breaths. Feel the low back arch while we're in this rest. As this third breath comes to completion, tighten the rib cage again. The low back is glued back to the ground. And then this time left leg extends out. So huge inhale. Exhale, flap like a bird. Try to rise as high up as you can. And relax. Here's 6. And 5. Going for 4. And 3. 2. Last 1. Good. Drop the foot. Let the low back arch a moment. And from here, roll onto the side that lets you see me more easily. The head can just rest on the upper arm, or it can be in your hand. And then rather than being in a straight line, the feet are brought in just a little bit. Okay, so top thigh rotates up. We do a quick kick up to the sky, slow lowering down. So that's the exhale, inhale. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest for a couple of breaths. Top leg comes up level with the hip. Bottom leg comes up and down. 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And both legs rest for a moment. Okay, last thing, top leg lifts back up. This is going to be about the size of a beach ball or so. Circles, we're going to go 7 clockwise, 7 counter. So we're ready, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, release. Bend the knees in, taking a little break. A couple of good breaths here. Okay. We can still face the same way, but switch the legs to be on the other direction of the mat. Second side. The banana shape first, so legs get to come in a little bit. And then the top thigh rotates up. You do a quick kick up, slow lower down. A nice exhale, inhale. And here is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Okay, level with the top hip, bottom foot up and down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, one more. 7 circles and then reverse. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop and bend it in. Okay, when we come up, let's head right to a cobbler. Just letting the spine relax. Get a release for the body for a moment. Specifically, let the head be loose. So maybe starting to rock it around slightly left, slightly right. And for a moment, try to imagine you've got a magnet on your right ear and it's getting drawn closer to your right shoulder. And relax it all the way back down heavy. Eventually over to left ear. And right back down. Now as we're grabbing onto ankles, we're going to start sitting our spine up tall, up to the point of the shoulders. Head is still going to be nice and heavy dropping down, getting that stretch even deeper through the backside of the neck. Okay, and when we start to sit up tall, let's do cat-cows from here. So spine gets to round backward a little bit. And then heart gets drawn forward and through. Just see what range of motion you do have while sitting like this. Go 2 more. Spine back upright, drop the right hand to the right side. Without letting the hips lift, let's lean laterally. Over to that right side. Okay, when we come up, let's gently switch it out. Good. Okay, and then one last thing here, trying to just use the core to maintain the tall posture. Give yourself just a moment with a nice massage. Moments of self-care, that's the exact opposite of working hard. So that would be more of the feminine quality, this self-care. Now it's interesting because somehow in our society, we've deemed it where it's like hard work is acceptable and it's what everybody wants us to do, but like self-care, taking time out for yourself isn't so acceptable, and it's kind of a funny balance. And so here we're making sure to include a moment just to relieve some of the tension that we might be feeling. So enjoy one more good breath. Good. When we exhale, let's make our way to our knees. And what we're going to do from here to start warming up some of our larger muscle groups is it's almost like a mini flow. So we start off in a child's pose, and then we bring ourselves into a kneeling plank. We use the strength of the arms to lower down, mini back bend, and press back to child. And so it's like this big circle that we're doing. So you can go fast through this, you can go slow, kind of pausing in your favorite spots, whatever feels good, but just these little mini flows. Getting some of these bigger muscle groups with us, a little bit more activated, and especially the arms. We haven't used the arms that much today, so this is helping them to gently build some strength. And whatever speed you're at, let's take about 3 more. You finish your last one, go ahead and rest in your child's pose. So the arms relax for a moment. It's a good chance to be with the body, to relax, to receive. Okay, and from here, you can either do this next one up on the hands or down on the elbows. Either way, it's going to be basically like a Spider-Man. So we try to bring one knee as close as we can to the arm. We pause for a moment before we switch, so it's a nice slow motion. We're going to aim for about 5 of those to each side. So hands or wrists, and then we bring one knee and back. And second, and back. Here's 4. 3. And 2. And 1. And then as we finish, lower chaturanga. And then from the ground, we're going to take that same pose. So one of our knees comes up, and just rest. And feel how the body's doing the same thing, but the quality is different. This is much more of the feminine side here compared to the masculine that we were just doing. Getting that strength activated. Feel the body recovering, feel ourselves breathing into the earth, really giving that little massage. And then we can start to switch this out. Second knee comes up. Great. When that one comes back, we take locust. So our hands are on our sides, the palms can be face up. We're going to try to lift like Superman and just stay. Look, breaths. Notice how maybe you start to sink down through the different parts of the breath. So anytime you take an inhale, try to inflate back up. And exhale might be a slight drop. 3 more breath cycles. One more inhale. And then exhale, relax for a moment. Hands can stack, palm can rest, or forehead can rest on the palms. As we're here, the feet can trace diamonds. So when they're on the ground, the feet are touching. They lift up wide, like tracing the outer part of a diamond, and then touch up higher to the sky. Go back wide as they're lowering, and then touch down at the ground. That nice triangle on top of triangle shape, the diamond. We're trying to trace a couple of those. Let's go for 5 more. Going wide and up, wide and down. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Resting for a couple of bonus breaths here. And let's take some airplane arms so they're out to left and out to right. 7 times. Let's try to lift arms and legs and lower. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Let's go into a little quadricep stretch. So maybe grab your left foot first. Yeah, you can choose. And gently pull it in. And go ahead and switch. Okay, as that goes back, take a moment in a child pose just to help the low back recover from the slight arch we were just in. Okay, we're heading toward a couple of our last things. So just a brief down dog so that we can lift the right foot up to the sky and step right foot in between hands. Try to let the feet go a little bit wider so that there's some help with our balance. And we start to rise up. Strong shape here. Then arms open out to the left and the right. Arms will do 7 arm circles as the back knee gently lowers and raises. So going for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms come up by our ears, lean forward. With a huge explosive exhale, we're going to try to bring the fist in and balance the other hand. Good. Going for 6, touch, and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Setting this foot down, second foot takes the lunge. Arms out to each side. And 7 circles. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then last 7, lean forward. And we got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, you're good? 1. You got it. You got it. Okay. And we'll
I didn't do the bends like I told you.
That's okay. That's fine. Yes, that's always welcome. Okay, and then we'll just take a couple of balancing poses to wrap us up. So shift your weight into the left foot. The right hand grabs the right leg behind me. We're just trying to balance here for a moment while feeling the quad stretch. So if you don't really feel the quad stretch, sometimes if I get the knee to get pulled just an inch or 2 backwards, suddenly I'm like, okay, that's the quad stretch, I found it. And it's just as much about that balance, so you're doing good. You got it. Okay. Good enough. Good work. Okay, and second side. If you don't feel the stretch, maybe the knee gets pulled slightly back. And you got it. Okay, we're gonna take one more balance. This will either be foot on the ground, or if we can take it up to the thigh, try to balance here, we just sit back a little bit. It's all good. It's like, this is what I got. Good. And then as you rise up, the foot stays crossed over and just roll down. This one's another chance to feel that same IT band we were talking about earlier. It's the back thigh. You should be feeling kind of the outer thigh. You can choose to uncross the feet now or uncross it once you're standing up. But we roll up nice and peacefully. And then we got one more side. So second ankle is either kind of rotating on the ground or up. Sit back just a little bit like a chair. And drop this one down to cross and start to roll down. Have a really good inhale. And exhale, we can rise. Good, coming out, let's just take a normal forward fold. Half lift. And dropping the hands down. This will be a little flow, so a moment with down dog, a moment lowering down for chaturanga. These can be up or maybe just down by now. Let's add Shalabhasana here, that same focus. So we float up for just a moment. Good. And as the hands drop down, maybe you'd like a little cobra. And this will be one last either child pose or downward facing dog, whatever you feel like at this moment. Doing one more deep belly breath. And we'll start to rise up into a seated place. These are our last few minutes, so we're starting to really get into that feminine again. We're going to try to get the right ankle and the right shin up on top of the other. If it needs to be in front, that's okay. But what we're going to do here with the right leg is either focus on the foot or on the calf and give it a little massage for just a moment. Just a couple of breaths of self-care, whatever spots feel tight, like they would enjoy a moment of release. And tune into those spots saying, thank you for helping me today, for working with balance, for working with strength. 2 more breaths with this side, whatever last things need a moment. And as we start to drop the hands down, let's feel ourselves gliding forward. Coming back up. Switch it out. Second side gets the massage, whichever position we're in. Foot, ankle, calf, whatever needs the love. Enjoying these couple of breaths here.
I'll focus on.
It's not. It's like, let's just go to the mall. You're right. Maybe one more breath or so, just wrapping this one up. And then same thing, as we glide forward, we're helping to release glute and hip and other little areas that might be tight in our body. One more inhale. And when we exhale, we rise up. We take a moment to listen to our body. And we ask our body, what last kind stretches can I do for you? Is there anything that's tight? Maybe the shoulders. Just loosening some of that up. Maybe moving into the legs a little bit more. But just any last things that feel super helpful, beneficial. As we're heading to these last few minutes, let yourself take any of these last things. Perhaps this is a good spot to enjoy a few more breaths. Perhaps starting to head onto the back for any last stretches there. Any favorite spots? Could be happy baby, could be a little twist, any last things the body might want. Before we're completely in Shavasana, there's one last thing I'd like us to do. And that's pick one more spot to give ourselves a little self-massage. So this could be the neck again. It could be kind of working some of the tightness out of the jaw. It could even just be giving the earlobe gentle little pinches, working all the way up and down. So whatever one last spot your body would love to have just that slight bit more attention, give it that love one more time today. Keep on going until your body tells you it's happy. Then we find ourselves ultimately in this beautiful, peaceful Shavasana place. Because we've become so relaxed, so restful, we recognize the breath is like a wave of the ocean. It's like our body has become one with the mountains, just resting. So practically letting yourself be in nature here. Let nature and nurturing carry you into the Shavasana ever so peacefully. The thoughts are drifting like clouds in the sky. Just get to be the observer. Gradually here, begin to let the breath deepen. Wonderful deep inhales. Relaxing exhales. Start to reintroduce movements back to the body. Fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. Good moment with a deep stretch like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Perhaps rolling to a fetal position, taking a few beautiful breaths there. As we're ready to start rising up, our hands join together. It's as if masculine meets feminine in perfect balance. One's not overwhelming the other. One's not absent. We have both within us, and we've discovered within this class a good balance between both, the receiving and the giving. And so as we start to travel forward into the rest of this day, we have this idea of masculine and feminine in the back of our mind, so that in any given situation, we realize we could reach from either part of us. I can reach from the masculine, the active, the doing, the direct side. I could reach from the feminine, the nurturing, the giving, the receiving side. And so with this perfect balance between the two to help lead us onward, let's wrap up the wonderful time we got to share together today with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. Be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.